Welcome, everybody, to episode 125 of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created, and bringing you guys all the weekly nerd news that happened, and hopefully putting a little smile on your face, and making your week end happily. I'm Brian West, and that beautiful man over there is Ryan Tomlinson, and we are here to be the beacon of light in a dark and cold world. We are here to be bright.
Yes.
And awesome.
And don't get cold because it's cold outside.
Yes.
And
I don't know where you're going
stuff.
with this. And stuff. Yeah, I mean, it was 2017 and we're going to talk about it? You know what? This is the end of the year show. Yeah. And we, up until about 5 minutes ago, had no topics for this show.
Yeah, and it was a really weird year. There's like some stuff was good, some stuff sucked balls, and some stuff was like Satan's coming out from the middle of the earth to just burn and destroy everything. And
then suck balls. I mean, there was literally a lot of ball sucking this year. I mean, there was a few bright spots to talk about.
Yes. I don't know if there's any Last Jedis around to tell us.
To help us. Maybe they're all busy playing Jumanji.
I'm totally drawing a blank now.
And if they got out of the game, they might want to talk about the best and worst things of the game. What are we talking about?
I don't know.
Whose idea was this? This was your idea.
This is what happens when it's like literally a 2 news article week.
Okay, so here's what we got for you guys. Me and Ryan were trying to really coolly, is that a word? I don't know, really coolly put all of our little teases into a cool sentence that ran on into a story, and we obviously succeeded masterfully. But just in case you missed our genius, we got ninja news, and like Ryan said, we have 3. In fact, we have 3 stories to talk about. 3.
Mm-hmm.
Not 2. Not 5.
And all
maybe
3 are
4.
And they're all based on one franchise.
And I'm gonna give you a hint. Hang on, I put new batteries in something. I busted out the green lightsaber, people, because it's Christmas.
It seemed a little weird to be wearing a Join the Empire when you have a blue lightsaber.
You know what? Don't you fucking judge me. Maybe I'm rebelling. All right, maybe it's like counterculture.
You're like the emo Empire guy.
Listen, it's what we do. Okay, we rebel. Deal with it. I don't know what's going on. I got this. Like, if you sign up for for your stormtrooper duty, you get one of these free shirts.
Oh, okay.
So joke's on them though, because I'm a rebel. I ditched stormtrooper duty. Now they got a subpoena out for my murder.
So if you had to do your 501st assignment, then I don't know.
You know what? Moving on. We also have
moving
some
on.
history, guys.
I am not bringing anything to the show tonight. I'm just going to sit here and watch.
Like Ryan said, it has been a long year. I think we both contemplated whether or not we were going to do a show this week. We were kind of both on. Well, Ryan's actually on Christmas vacation. I'm mentally on Christmas vacation, and we're tired. And
I'm actually on puppy vacation because we got a puppy on Tuesday.
Ooh.
And we rescued. He is a pony mix. Yes, he's a liger.
Got a tiger. I knew it. I heard in Philadelphia they give out tigers. It's pretty awesome.
They're just like naturally. They just grow on trees here, essentially.
That doesn't make any sense at all. A tiger doesn't grow on a tree, Ryan. What kind of idiot you think I am?
One who doesn't know the proper birthing process of a tiger, obviously. I mean,
I thought a stork brings them.
Common
like a
knowledge.
Big tiger stork. Like
what do
a
you think
pterodactyl.
it's the East Coast for?
The pterodactyl comes in with the tiger babies and drops them off on people in Philly.
No, those are when the pterodactyls are dropping off baby triceratops on people.
Triceratops are fake. Everybody knows that.
No, I saw one on a movie called Jurassic Park, and it had a big poop. And
they said it was a historical documentation of the Jurassic period, so it has to be real.
Because Jurassic Park is like the Blair Witch Project where they found the tape.
I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. What are we talking about,
know.
dog?
I got a puppy. He's
a
pointer mix, and he's a puppy who likes to sleep and play. That's all he does. And poops.
Poop everywhere.
It's like a baby, but
how old is this puppy?
He is 2 months old.
It's not old enough. So he still poops on the floor. Are you guys gonna paper train him, or are you just throwing him outside?
He still he poops outside. He makes the noise when he's gotta go poop, so he does that. But he's only had like 2 accidents inside the house where he went pee. Like, but we kind of think he was more like marking territory kind of thing. But probably. He poops. He's been doing really well. He's really quiet. He just wants to hang out and chill.
I can't even get my kids to poop outside. Your dog's doing better than my children. They just throw poop at the windows when they need to.
Maybe you should send them to our house, and we'll put them through the proper training regimen.
I will definitely send my poop-flinging children to your house. You could get them all trained for me. That'd be amazing.
Put them in a crate.
Throw some holes in it.
Give them some, like, bananas, you know.
We'll just shove them through the holes in the crate. Here's your... Man, what can we? All right, what else we got for you guys? Besides Ryan's puppy stories, we have we both watched Netflix's movie Bright, which we promised we would do last week, and we actually followed through with that. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I have a Jumanji review to give you guys because I saw Jumanji and I want to talk about it. And then finally, we're going to give you guys some of our best and worst things of 2018 or 17, and a couple of things we're looking forward to in 2018 But given how the show already started, I would not hold your breath for a great segment. I hope all of you listening do not have high hopes for this episode because I just want to set the bar where it needs to be tonight. And normally it's like here, kind of around here. This part, it's going to be way down here tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like if a normal show is the lightsaber pointed up, this show is the lightsaber pointed down, and that's never good. Yeah.
Even I'm disappointed in the show so far. Oh my god, that's just taking it way where we don't need to go.
Listen, man, I'm now we're just selling sex. That's all we're selling. I don't have anything else to sell. I don't have anything left to do on this show.
I think we still haven't shown our nipples, so that's good.
No, because we'll get flagged on Instagram. That's how it works. Stupid. Actually, we're dudes. We're totally fine.
Yeah, male nipples are okay.
You know what? I have a complaint about Instagram. I would much rather see female nipples than nasty, hairy male nipples. I'm pretty sure everyone in America would agree with me.
Yes. I don't know who would not agree. Or people that don't like male nipples or lady nipples.
Even guys and girls who like male nipples don't want to see them on Instagram. So, free the nipple, people. Unless you're a dude, then put that shit away. It's gross, hairy, it's nasty. It's like a little hairy nub. Nobody wants to see that. Can't milk it. Luke Skywalker might come and try and drink milk out of it.
Okay, so we had news, right? We're not talking about milking male nipples.
Spoiler: Luke Skywalker likes to milk things. We're talking about news. All right, speaking of news, people, it's time for milking news. We got the utter pull
blue milk comes
of information. We got the nipple squeeze of knowledge. Woo! And Ryan?
We got the porg lip of sadness.
Very disappointed. You know what? I'm giving you the porg lip of sadness. I'm very disappointed in your performance tonight. I just threw a softball up to you. You could have went all kinds of ways. You could have went the blue milk squirting lines of knowledge, information, justice. I don't know, anything.
You would have made, if I had said that, you would have made fun of me no matter what. So.
Well, that's true, but that's irrelevant and beside the point.
Nothing would have pleased you.
That's also true. That's what she said. All right, moving on. What do we got? Let's see. Non-Star Wars news to start. March 21st. Krypton, the Superman prequel series, is officially launching on SyFy channel.
Yes. When did we get a trailer? That's what I want to know.
Well, they released a trailer a while ago at Comic-Con. I saw it. I don't think you had a chance to see it before they pulled it.
Yeah, I did see it.
Yeah, and then they've had a couple teasers out. We haven't gotten a full-fledged, like, real big lead-up. My guess is, since it's TV, they're probably going to, everybody has a short attention span when it comes to television. So we probably won't see anything till February, and then they'll really start ramping it up through March. I'm guessing SyFy's channel is about to redo their relaunch. Well, not relaunch. They're about to launch the new seasons of The Magicians and The Expanse. So my guess is that we're going to see a lot of Krypton promos in those shows.
Can't wait.
But yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I did see a picture today, like kind of corny. It was like Kal-El's grandpa, and he's wearing like a red cape. It looks like they're going to try and put in the cape into. Listen, people, capes are ridiculous. They always are. Yeah. Superman's cape is Superman's cape. Don't try and make it part of the mythology.
Yeah. It doesn't make him more aerodynamic.
Well, and it stands out. He's wearing like all these mute colors and then this bright red cape, and you're like, oh, come on. I'm still excited for the show, but the cape just looks ridiculous. Whatever. I mean, who cares?
Maybe we should just start wearing capes more often. It would be, cool.
You know who I think wears a cape around his house and when he goes to the studio to make movies?
Who's that?
Ridley Scott. Apparently Ridley Scott thinks very highly of himself. He came out this week and feels, apparently he, I don't know which article he said this in, so, our show, Factual Today.
I remember seeing it.
Yeah, Google it. You'll find it. All our sources come from the Google. But anyway, apparently Ridley Scott came out and said that he believes that Alien should be on the same level with fans as Star Wars and Star Trek. No.
What has he done that would make anything worth any of that statement true?
Dude, the best movie in the Alien franchise isn't even his.
Which one do you think?
Aliens! James Cameron! Yeah. The best movie in that franchise. Hands down.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, the original Alien movie was great, except for all he did was take Jaws and turn it and put it into space with an alien. So it's not even really that original, but it's a good movie. I love Alien. It's scary. It's great. I love creature horror, and it's one of the better creature horror movies. But other than that, Alien 2 was a much better movie. Alien 3 was whatever. It was a weird thing. He finally came back. Prometheus was a fucking weird. I don't even know what Prometheus was. Alien Covenant was pretty good, but then all of a sudden he came back and said, well, now I want my Alien franchise to have less aliens. Well, what? Yeah. What are you talking about?
Well, now that Disney owns him,
yes.
Maybe he's just trying to, just appear crazy just to get out of it.
I think part of the problem is they've, apparently, the rumor is that, the new rumor that surfaced this week is that, now take some of this with a grain of salt, but apparently Alien Covenant has been canceled. It was scheduled to start shooting, and all the places that were booked for it have all been canceled for their shootings.
Disney just straight up comes in and...
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, Alien Covenant only made $70 million domestically, which was not good. It made half of what Prometheus did, and it was a better movie than Prometheus. I just think that I think people just got tired of... People just didn't like Prometheus. Like, it wasn't what they wanted. Nobody wants to see alien movies about androids. Everyone wants to see aliens movies with aliens. And to be honest, his alien was CGI'd, and it didn't look nearly as scary as, his original one did.
Yeah. Or the one in Aliens.
I mean, I liked Covenant, but it was very much a Prometheus sequel, right? So it really should have distanced itself from Prometheus because so many people were turned off from that movie in general. But that movie was much more concerned with trying to find out who created everything than it was about just being scary, right? Some things if we've learned anything from the George Lucas prequels, is that sometimes evil things are much scarier when you don't know their backstory.
Yeah, I kind of see now, where he says that his movies should be the same as Star Wars and Star Trek, because Prometheus, he's essentially trying to do that. He's trying to establish.
Well, he is, but nobody cares.
I know, that's the thing.
In fact, the only movie anybody really wants to see from Aliens is the Neil Blomkamp Alien 5 that they scrapped, which, funny enough, as soon as Disney bought as soon as Disney bought Fox, he started releasing more concept art for his pitched Alien sequel that Fox was going to go with. I mean, that's the movie people want to see. Nobody gives a crap about where the aliens came from. What they want to see is what happened to Sigourney Weaver and Hudson. Well, we all know what happened to Hudson, but Hicks and Newt, and not that stupid ending we got in Alien 3. That was dumb.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to see is the Space Marines go back into space and kill more aliens. That's what we want to see.
Yeah, we want to see an alien get stuck on the ship and a bunch of face huggers.
I want to see old-ass Hicks, old-ass Ripley, and I want to see, like, badass new Commander Newt going back to just, like, we are going to go back and we are going to fuck these aliens up. That's what I want to see.
We're going to nuke it and just kill everything.
Directed by the guy who did District 9 and Elysium.
Yeah.
And that weird short-circuit rated R movie.
We're going to resurrect Bill Paxton.
No, he's not. But what if the new alien queen is like a hybrid of Bill Paxton? It's like a Bill Paxton baby.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It'd be awesome. Except for I'm pretty sure Bill Paxton got nuked from space. And Aliens too. I think that's the ending of that movie, but it'd be pretty awesome anyway. Bill Paxton hybrid baby, but he's also dead. You know, I just realized that. Now I'm sad. Would that happen last year or this year? Fuck this year.
That was last year.
Fuck last year too. We lost Carrie Fisher and Bill Paxton. Speaking of which, the 1 year anniversary of Carrie Fisher's passing was yesterday, I believe.
Yes.
And there's a whole bunch of tributes. We shared one of them that will just make you want to cry. If only Carrie Fisher could use the Force to bring herself back from space.
Yeah. Fly across the bridge to my heart.
Yeah. Sorry, Ryan, that would be stupid because that's unrealistic and it looks dumb.
So sorry, Brian.
I'm just going to warn everybody, I'm a little randy because I have had it with nerd culture and I'm done with the toxic fans that have emerged over the last couple of years about things.
We're going to deep dive into that.
Last week I talked about fighting with people on Twitter. I am still arguing with people on Twitter. And most of their arguments come down to I finally just started challenging people and wanted to know, like, really, why do you feel this way? Like, you know, everyone's entitled to opinion. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I sent out some tweets last couple weeks ago when I saw The Last Jedi that made a lot of people lose their minds. And we had a lot of arguments on Twitter with people, mostly just throwing the Twitter equivalent of slamming their fist down saying, it isn't what I wanted it what I wanted. And you know,
it didn't confirm any of the things that I spent 2 years trying to.
Yeah, well, like I got one girl who basically just came down to the fact that she's like, and obviously, guys, on this show we're gonna be talking a little bit about Last Jedi. So if you haven't seen it, we're gonna some minor spoilers. We apologize. We will try not to give away any giant details, but just FYI, it's been 2 weeks. Go see it.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a fan of our show, you've seen it already. So.
And somebody's like, I have to know the history of Snoke. I'm like, why? It's irrelevant. We didn't even know the history of Palpatine until the prequels, and then we got the history and realized we didn't need the history of Palpatine, right?
Yeah.
And they were like, well, but can you imagine how awesome it would be if Snoke and Palpatine were alive in the same time, in the same era, and doing awesome stuff together? I'm like, so what you want is fan fiction. You just want, like, shit that's going to make you smile. It doesn't make any sense in this movie.
Wouldn't it be great if Han Solo climbed out of the thing after Kylo Ren killed him? And he's not dead.
You know, we're going to talk a little bit about our review of Bright tonight. Just, for whatever reason, a lot of the geek and nerd communities have just turned absolutely toxic. And if it doesn't say Marvel in front of it, because I love Marvel, and this isn't shit on Marvel, because I love Marvel, but if Marvel gets a free pass on literally everything. I heard people making excuses for Inhumans, and that is one of the most god-awful pieces of garbage I've ever seen in my life. And
who the fuck makes excuses for Inhumans?
People are just like, what do you expect? It was shit. Say it was shit and move on, right? It's garbage. You don't have to try and get every person who was part of it like banned from Hollywood, but it's okay to be like, it was garbage, I didn't like it, and move on. But when it comes to Marvel, people just, other than that, if it's DC, if it's anything new, if it's literally anything, if it's Star Wars, freaking Star Wars, and The Last Jedi didn't give you the fan fiction that you were hoping for, it's garbage and it's terrible and I hate it and we want it stricken from canon. I'm done. with
if
this
it's not
ownership,
if it's not 100% tailored, if it's not 100% tailored to exactly what hits them all on the right field buttons, they freak out.
I mean, we're going to talk here in a second about Han Solo. I don't care about the Han Solo movie. It's the first Star Wars movie that I just am not excited about. But It is Star Wars. I will be there day one going to see it because I love Star Wars. And if it sucks, I'm going to be like, that was really disappointing. It's too bad they made this. Hopefully they'll learn and maybe give us some new stuff instead of trying to retread things that we don't care about. And I'll move on. What I'm not going to do is get on a forum and start a petition to have it removed from the archives and sit and cry about how I didn't get this and I didn't get that. I don't care.
And then turn around and grab all those Star Wars stuff behind you and just start throwing them into a burning dumpster.
I'm going to rip the shirt off and I'm going to burn it, and then I'm going to tell Disney how they've ruined my childhood, and then I'm going to go to Disneyland and I'm going to pee on all the stormtroopers I can find, and then I'm going to graffiti the Guardians of the Galaxy ride because Disney's the devil. Listen, we don't own these things. We're lucky enough to watch them, right? I mean, people can hate Disney for all they want. Yes, they're a giant corporation. They're there to make money. Yes, we are going to get a little bit of a Disney aspect to this, but we're lucky. We had no more Star Wars. Now we get a new Star Wars movie every single year.
Yeah. And lower your expectation just a little bit.
Well, you can keep your expectations high, but don't lose your mind when it doesn't live up to it.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to just fucking eat some popcorn and just watch something.
I feel like people today would have never survived our childhood. I mean...
You think so?
No, they would have never survived. We had the worst shit on TV known to man, right? I mean, the best things we could get was like the A-Team and Knight Rider, where a guy talked to his shitty watch, and he got this stupid car.
We had Alf. I mean, Alf was pretty highbrow stuff.
Yeah, none of it made sense, all the canon, throw it out of the window. Each episode was its own thing. There was no such thing as genre like, building episodes where you got these massive stories. We got Star Wars. We had 3 Star Wars movies. We had Willow, and we got Cobra. We got a lot of Stallone movies and Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. We got Alien.
TGIF on Fridays.
We got a lot of really bad movies. Do you remember watching things like The Wizard? Remember where it was like Nintendo? Remember Gleaming the Cube? We got skateboard
I watched that movie so many times, though.
I did, and it's great. But you know what? If that came out now, people would be like, so garbage. I can't believe this trash is out there. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. The director should kill himself, and the writers should go to writer hell. They're just trying to promote
video game. We're trying to promote the next Mario video game.
Oh, God. I didn't see a single PlayStation in it. They just care about Nintendo. It's so Nintendo elitist. Who fucking cares? Shut up. Enjoy it or don't. I don't care. Remember Flight of the Navigator? That movie inspired imagination. You had to use your own brain to think about what was happening. You had to imagine yourself being the navigator.
That little alien thing?
Yeah, that made no sense. And then they tried to come out with Mac and Me, and that was just really bad. Terrible movie.
The only good thing about Mac and Me is when what's-his-face keeps trolling Conan and Brian. Every time that he comes on, it's God, what's his name? Ant-Man.
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd, yeah.
What else time. We got the Duck, Howard the Duck. Oh God.
Oh.
People, we lived through. You know what? I don't want to fucking hear about the Last Jedi. We lived through 2 Ewok movies. 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Howard the Duck. I mean, seriously.
And the prequels.
Howard the Duck had the same writer as Indiana Jones.
And Star Wars.
Yeah, and Star Wars.
You know what? And guess what? People would have made sure George Lucas never worked again in Hollywood after Howard the Duck if it was nowadays. And we would have never got Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying. People have gotten too serious, man. Enjoy it, have fun. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. If you don't like The Last Jedi, maybe some of your reasons are valid. I'm not even, even if it's because you didn't like it because of your own expectations, you are right to do that. Don't like it. But people have this weird ownership where they feel like they need to rage about it if it doesn't meet their expectations.
Well, and you're allowed to, you don't have to not like, just because one thing didn't go how you wanted, you don't have to fucking cancel out the whole fucking thing because of it.
Right, yeah.
You know? It was like, oh God, I hated that one scene, so the whole movie just fucking sucked then.
And it's created this problem, too, where because people bitch so much about everything, it's starting to affect the decisions made in Hollywood, and you get worse products. Justice League, say what you want to about Zack Snyder's movies, at least they were complete movies. Justice League was a Frankenstein's monster of a movie because so many people complained about everything, right? And then once Warner Brothers tried to give people what they kind of wanted, everybody said, well, we just really wanted the Zack Snyder version of this movie. Well, then you should have shut your holes and just let them make it.
God, we want them to be more like Marvel movies.
No,
all right,
so
we hired Joss Whedon, and
if I wanted Marvel movies, I'd just watch a freaking Marvel movie.
No, but now we don't want DC to be too much like a Marvel movie. I wish they just would have done the original guy.
The humor's too forced. You know what? We want Marvel movies, but now like Star Wars has too much humor, and it's just. Has anybody seen A New Hope? That movie's Mel Brooks away from being a slapstick comedy. Like Star Wars, A New Hope is. We're fine. How are you doing? Yeah, okay. That's boring conversation anyway. I mean, has anybody seen Star Wars, A New Hope? It is like nonstop humor, the whole movie. It's just... I had people bitching about General Hugs, holding for General Hugs. Yes, I'll hold.
General Hugs?
That shit was hilarious. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Hello, yeah, still holding for General Hugs? Listen, I ain't got all day. So great. Sir, I think
wait, can you hear me? God, that was the best start of the fucking Star Wars movie ever.
Last Jedi is a great movie. All right, you know what? I saw it a second time. I tweeted it out too, by the way. Anybody who's thinking they should see it a second time, go see it a second time. That movie, I'm not going to spoil it, but, all the things that happen throughout that movie, you don't see coming, obviously, the first time, but when you see them coming, Rian Johnson expertly lays the threads that he pulls throughout that entire movie. And the second time you watch it, you see it right from the beginning. And that man is a good director. Say what you want to about Last Jedi, if you liked it or didn't, but he is a great director.
I'm really excited to see what he's going to do for his own standalone trilogy,
yes,
of the trilogy.
I cannot wait till. You know what? And honestly, I'm kind of excited for a direction. I'm excited for this next Star Wars movie because we don't know what's going to happen. We have no idea what's going to happen in the next movie. Zero.
Yeah.
And The Last Jedi set that up.
You know what's not going to happen?
What?
Han Solo coming back.
Yeah, that's actually not. It's coming back in May. And thank you for getting us back on track. Sorry, everybody, a little rant. I've been building that up all week. I've just been angry a lot. So we got our first look at Han Solo, maybe. A poster leaked for one of the... I'm not sure what language it was. It definitely was not English, but it said Han Solo, and the translation under the poster got leaked. I think it's a cool poster. It looks like Han Solo and Chewbacca and Lando and the Falcon. But immediately people kind of started making fun of it, so Star Wars and Disney... responded quickly saying it was a fake, which means I'm guessing it's not a fake.
Yeah.
So
if Disney starts doing hashtag fake news, then it's true. So
I don't think it looks like a fake at all. Honestly, I think it looks like a. And I thought it looked fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really care. But the rumor is that now take this with a grain of salt. This is coming from inside sources. But apparently, inside sources are reporting that Disney is expecting Han Solo to bomb badly.
Well, yeah, because nobody gives a shit.
Well, I mean, think about it. They've already spent $300 million because they had to reshoot 80% of it. It's had 2 directors. We've heard all these things that the actors can't act, that there's no chemistry, that the script is unworkable. I will be shocked if this is any good. I hope it's good. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope that I see Han Solo and I'm like, this is the movie I never knew I needed in my life.
Yeah, but Disney's due for a big flop.
Whatever. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure all the angry fans will let Disney know how they've ruined everything.
No, whatever. Those same people are going to be like, "Oh, Han Solo's the greatest movie ever."
Oh,
everyone's going to reverse.
That'd be funny.
It's gonna...
Whatever. I don't know. I don't care. I'm waiting for the first trailer. I'm anxious to see what it looks like. There we go. And last little bit of Star Wars news. The Last Jedi is, after the initial projections, they're now saying that it's going to come in and finish its run around a $1.6, $1.7 billion, which is, it's not the $2.5 billion that, Force Awakens made, but pretty good.
Yeah, but The Force Awakens was the first Star Wars movie in 20 years.
Yeah, I think that would finish it. I know it puts it above Avengers. I know it puts it in the top 5. Domestically, it still has a chance to beat Avatar and Titanic domestically. They're projecting it's going to finish out its domestic run around $7.5 million or $750 million, which would put it slightly under. I think Avatar was like 762. But anyway, so any way you look at it, it's going to be top 5 all time in all categories.
Yeah,
so.
Disney's going to make a few $1 billion off because of the movie. So I don't think they're hurting.
Yeah, and lastly, since we're talking about fans who just people are dumb in general, apparently AMC theaters have been issuing a warning, a disclaimer before The Last Jedi. So this is a slight spoiler if you haven't seen the movie yet. There is a hyperspace scene. I won't tell you what happens, but someone shoots into hyperspace, and it's a really epic scene, and the sound goes out. Rian Johnson chooses to let the sound go because it's like impact.
Because there's sound doesn't travel in space.
Yes, and honestly, watching it for the first time, it's literally one of the most masterful sequences I've ever seen in a Star Wars movie, and I love it. But apparently people were complaining, saying that the theater malfunctioned and were asking for their money back, so they had to start putting a disclaimer.
Stop being idiots. Stupid human beings.
Yeah.
Everybody needs a good...
fun world. I'm out. I can't handle it anymore. Whatever.
I don't get it, man. How... People need to understand basic science for one, and...
Whoa. Stop right there.
What?
Science is fake news. Everybody knows it. Didn't Trump get rid of all science in schools? Wasn't that one of his bills? Wasn't it the Make America Dumb Again bill act of 2017 that he just put into place? We've replaced science class with Taco Tuesdays. It's great. Everybody's gonna love it. It's big league.
That's exactly what we needed.
We're gonna celebrate Latino heritage.
Oh, not gonna do that.
Fucking Trump. Talking about Taco Tuesday. Whatever. Moving on.
We're not supposed to talk politics on this podcast.
Right. All right. Anyway, that's all news we got.
Woo!
Unless you got something you'd like to add, Ryan.
I got jack shit to add.
All right. Moving on then. We're gonna get into. Should I do my Jumanji review first, or do we want to do our Bright review?
Let's do Jumanji. Get that out of the way.
Ryan has not seen Jumanji, so I'm going to make this a spoiler-free review where I'm going to lay out quickly what I thought of the movie, and then Ryan is going to ask me 3 questions about the movie that I will answer.
Ooh.
3. He has not thought of any of them because I just sprung this on him, so this should be interesting.
Yeah, I can do it.
All right, so I went and saw Jumanji, which is it is a sequel. There's been a lot of rumors whether it's a sequel or reboot. It is, in fact, a direct sequel to the 95, I think, Robin Williams movie, Jumanji. Yeah. No, it's got to be before 95, maybe. I don't know.
It's around Jumanji, that time. Isn't it?
What?
Isn't it Jumanji?
What'd I say? It's Jumanji.
You're saying Jumanji.
Jumanji. Whatever.
Jumanji.
They get up and they yell, Jumanji! Okay, so Jumanji. Juman Matha. G.
You're putting a U where there should be an A.
There's no A. It's all U's. I'm looking it up.
Nah.
Whatever.
I think it just doesn't sound right.
It's Juman. So, Manji. You're probably right. Jumanji. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle. Is a direct... Actually, I had it up. Let's see when it is. You fucking derailed my shit. 95! I was right! Boom! Look at that memory. Pow, pow, pow. Alright, let's start this over again. Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle is a direct follow-up. It is a direct sequel to the 1995 Robin Williams vehicle, the original Jumanji. And, it's a direct sequel. It takes place right after the movie. And in fact, they have some pretty cool, clever tie-ins to the original Robin Williams movie that, if you're a fan of it like I am... Didn't
the first one end with the thing was floating down the river or something?
Is what?
Then the first Jumanji ended with the game boy was like floating down the river or something like that. Yeah, it
was like, I want to say they found it like at a beach. I know it was washed up on shore, and that's on a beach, and that's where this one starts right there. It is. Let's see how to get this without spoilers. I want to make this spoiler free. They'd find a clever way to obviously turn this into a video game, which we've seen in the trailers. 4 kids get sucked into the game, and much was made about some of the choices with I forget her name, with Ruby Roundhouse. I think is her name. I'm totally unprepared for this. Karen Gillan, her outfit, she was like wearing like a halter top and like booty shorts, and a lot was made about that. But it all actually makes sense in the movie. They all get sucked into the video game, and their avatars are The Rock, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and Karen Gillan. And these kids have to play out the game inside the game if they want to escape, which is the main premise of Jumanji, which was actually the main premise of Jumanji, the first game too, the first movie. Just that was a board game. This is a video game, and it's actually a pretty good movie, man. It's I really enjoyed it. It adheres to video game laws, like you get lives. They each get 3 lives. They each all have special powers, and they have the non-playable characters, the NPCs who are always on a loop saying the exact same thing. You have to ask people the right things. So the person who made this I could have found the director, but I didn't want to. The person who made this movie really did care. He's played video games and knows the how video games work, because that's very much evident in this movie. But what makes this movie great is for the most part, it's a by the numbers. But what makes this movie great is the actors aren't being themselves, right? They're actually really invested into the characters they're supposed to be playing. So The Rock really isn't The Rock in this, right? The Rock is acting like a 16-year-old nerd who's never had muscles in his life, right? He spends half the movie like poking at his muscles, flexing, and Kevin Hart, Kevin Hart's character, he's played by this guy called Fridge. He's like this really tall athlete, huge built guy, and now he's Kevin Hart. He's a sidekick. He's little, and he's real angry about that. It's really funny. There's a part where Kevin Hart's like challenging The Rock to a fight, and it's very funny. But the person who steals the show completely is Jack Black. His portrayal of a 17-year-old girl is nothing short of magical. Dude, he throws himself into this role, and you really believe that Jack Black is a 17-year-old girl.
Well, that is pretty amazing considering Jack Black. It's the least likely 17-year-old girl you'd ever see.
Dude, he's great. It is so funny. And they lead, it is, we took our kids to it. I got my 8-year-old and 5-year-old. And we took them to see this movie, and it's, they really enjoyed it all the way through. There's definitely some adult humor, but the good news is it went completely over their heads. There's some penis humor I did not expect, but it makes complete sense given the fact that a girl has probably never had a penis before in her life, and for the first time she has a penis and she has to pee and she doesn't know how to make it work. And, there's some other stuff that's really funny that, it definitely kind of pushes that PG-13 boundary, but I thought it was really fun. It's a good movie. It is a good movie. It has a surprising amount of heart. You actually are invested in these characters. And the opening to this is more like The Breakfast Club. Imagine if The Breakfast Club got sucked into a video game that happened to be Jumanji, right? Yeah. And that's kind of where this movie goes. And you actually care a lot about, like, when the characters, spoiler alert, when they complete their task, which, surprise, they're gonna, and they're back into the real world, you actually care about what happens with these kids at the end of this movie, right? You don't care about The Rock, you don't care about Kevin Hart, you care about the kids, and the fact that they were able to portray these other people for 90% of the movie, and yet at the end of it, you care about the people that you barely saw in this movie at all. I think it just goes to show what a great job they do in this movie of making it more that it could have just been an easily a by the numbers action movie that didn't have any heart at all, but it's actually a pretty good movie. It's not Shakespeare in the Park, but it's a lot of fun, and you could find way worse ways to spend a couple hours. I really enjoyed Jumanji. I would definitely recommend it for the whole family. Go check it out. This is probably not my best review. I know I've kind of mumbled my way through it a lot, but I really don't want to spoil anything because they did a good job of saving some of the really good stuff from the trailers, and it's pretty funny.
I'm trying to think of 3 questions that don't spoil anything.
Well, I can give you the non-spoiler answers if you ask.
Alright, so who was your favorite character out of all of them? I can't say other than Jack Black. For which one was your favorite character?
Jack Black was my favorite character in this. He was just so funny. Kevin Hart, I don't know. They're all really good. I think The Rock is probably the least entertaining part of this because, I mean, I really like The Rock a lot, but, Kevin Hart was really funny. Jack Black steals the show in this movie. So,
you said they each got 3 lives. Who had the best death?
Kevin Hart.
You don't say how. Okay,
Kevin Hart had the best death. It's tied. Kevin Hart. Now, one of them I'll tell you because it's in the trailers. Jack Black when he gets eaten by the hippo. That's pretty funny. It ends up being really funny because it's the first time someone dies. But the next funniest death is definitely Jack Black or it's Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
I'll say it involves some rhinos and rhino balls. It's great. And there's a surprise appearance by somebody else that I don't want to say. It's not. Is
it Ace Ventura that comes out of the
rhino's vagina? Yeah, no. It is not Robin Williams. They did not CGI him in this, so don't. There's some Robin Williams tie-ins, but I don't want to mislead anybody. There's no There's just somebody who's a younger. He sings, and my daughter was like, "Ooh, I really like him." She was very excited to see him in this movie, but I don't know. It's not Bieber.
Let's see. Third and final question. Are there any mosquitoes in this one? I don't know. I can't think of anything.
That's actually a great question. There are mosquitoes. In fact, there are mosquitoes that kill somebody in this. There you go. Anything you can think of in the jungle, you're gonna get in this movie. But
currently a 78% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of mumbled my way through it. I just don't want to spoil it. Honestly, it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. It was nice to be able to take my family to a movie that everybody laughed at most of the humor, other than the adult humor the kids didn't get. Had a lot of action that wasn't uber violent. I love movies, but they're so violent nowadays. Like sometimes you feel like you can't watch them with your kids. This one is cartoony violent. It's very Looney Tunes type violence in this, and it had a lot of heart. And by the end of the movie, when they're completing their adventures, people were like, "Yeah!" and people were clapping, and my kids were like, "Yes!" And there's this part where somebody falls, and you think they're going to lose the game, and people are, audibly gasping, like, People were invested in this movie. It drew you in, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a ton of fun, and it's like the movies were when we were kids. You went, you had a really good time, you enjoyed it, you cared about the characters, and you left like, man, I'm really glad I saw that movie, right? And that's where it was. It doesn't make you think too much. It doesn't make you go, there's a deeper meaning to this. No, it was just a lot of fun, good family movie, and I would definitely recommend it.
Well, awesome. Well, my kids want to see it really bad, so we're hoping we can try and get out and go catch it.
All right. Pouring myself a drink here. That's why I'm looking down.
It's all right. Are you looking up stuff on Bright?
Yeah, let's talk about Bright. All right, so moving on. Hopefully, you guys got what you needed out of our Jumanji review. It was epic.
Jumanji.
I feel like our Jumanji review was fit perfectly with this entire episode.
Yes. I don't know. I think
random, unprepared, and all over the place.
That's what she said?
Yeah, that's exactly what she said, Ryan. All right, moving on. Netflix's Bright got released last Friday, and me and Ryan were going to do a crapper-craptastic, but we decided since the movie is neither crap nor craptastic, it is actually just a good movie, we were going to review it on the show instead. Yeah. So
it doesn't deserve a craptastic.
No,
because
it's a good movie.
I didn't find anything crap about it. It had fucking orcs and elves being a bunch of dickwads, and humans all living in the modern day. And apparently there's dwarves, but I didn't really see them.
They definitely hint at a much bigger like lore behind this, because they talk many times about the battle of the nine races.
The 9 armies.
9 armies, 9 races, and I think we only got what? We got elves, humans, orcs. I think that's all we got in this.
There's fairies, because he killed the one fairy.
That was hilarious, by the way. My wife was like, "Oh, fairy." I'm like, those fairies look like fuckers, man.
Yeah.
I like that when he's like, he tried to... Okay, real quick, we are going to give spoilers away for Bright, so we won't dive into every plot detail, but we're going to talk about this movie, so you've been warned.
Yeah.
I love the part when Will Smith's wife's telling him to kill the fairy, and he's like, "Nah, man, I had a friend that tried to kill a fairy." He goes, and that fairy shit in his hand and threw it at him and hit him in the eye, and he got an eye infection, almost lost his eye.
and like, he's folded up like a cantaloupe.
Yeah, it was great. Like Ryan said, so if you're not familiar with Bright, basically think Lord of the Rings. If that happened 2,000 years later, they're now living in our civilization, right? So that was our history 2,000 years ago.
Yeah. Living in L.A.
And they're all living in L.A. It was a little strange, some of the references. It didn't seem like, other than the fact that elves were now the 1%ers. There was a lot of...
elves are like the 0.01%ers.
Yeah, it seems like if we had all this fairy stuff going on in real life and magic, that the world wouldn't turn out exactly like it is now. I mean, it seems like it's a little worse in LA than it is even now, but like they have Shrek references. It seems like our world is completely intact, except for now we have orcs and elves. That seemed a little strange, but I mean, I didn't really care, honestly, too much about that. Yeah. It's just one small... I kind of wish they wouldn't have even tried to give us some of our pop culture references now. Like, I wanted them to make an entire new world instead of take kind of our world and add all this other stuff to it.
Yeah. I mean, I think they did a decent job of trying to, like, mash it all together.
No. I did enjoy that. I just thought that they left themselves open to some criticism about their world because it was so much like our world right now. But our world right now would not be the same way if we had orcs and elves and fairies.
And magic.
and magic wands. But like I said, that's a small criticism of the movie. We bring up the criticisms early, and we talked about it earlier, because this movie currently is getting obliterated by critics. Now, that's not really uncommon. I mean, me and Ryan have been doing this for long enough to know that critics lots of times hate things that are cool. But the amount of hate and vitriol for this movie is very unwarranted, and I'm still not quite sure where it's coming from, to be honest.
Well, let's just get the basics out of the way. It's a cop movie.
Yeah.
It's a buddy cop movie. Well, not really a buddies.
Think kind of Training Day if Denzel wasn't... Will Smith isn't completely bad like Denzel, but think of like a Training Day movie. Actually, you know what? David Ayer did a movie called End of Watch a few years back with Jake Gyllenhaal and Michael Pena. This movie
that was
is like...
a good one.
Is what?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
Yeah, this movie's very much like End of Watch. It's like two cops who don't really like each other, who kind of different worlds. One's an orc, one's a human.
One is the first orc to ever be a police officer.
Yeah. And people don't like orcs because they talk a little bit about when 2,000 years ago the Dark Lord, so think, Sauron. Was it Sauron? Sauron?
I don't know who the Dark Lord is.
No, what's the Lord of the Rings guy's name?
Oh, Sauron, yeah.
Sauron, thank you. Think Sauron, but he got defeated, but the orcs chose to go with the Dark Lord 2,000 years ago, and when he got defeated, the orcs have been paying the price ever since. So he wants to like try and change people's opinions of orcs, so he's shunned his own orc people for the most part and become a cop.
And they shunned the shit out of him.
Yeah, they don't like him at all.
Yeah. I did like in the very beginning where he turned on heavy metal.
Yeah.
And Will Smith was like, God, turn that off. And he's like, what are you talking about? That's the greatest love song ever written.
He's like, this is the greatest love song ever written. Yeah, I thought they did a pretty good job of showing the different cultures of a lot of the different races that we saw. You know, the elves and the... Well, we all know the humans. The humans are pretty much exactly where they are now.
The gangster orcs were pretty cool.
The gangster... yeah, they were funny.
With their chains and their...
I kept thinking Rocksteady and Bebop, though, every time I saw them. Because they didn't use very much CGI in this other than some of the magic. Everything was practical. And most of the costumes I thought paid off pretty good. Some of the orcs did look kind of goofy. But I really like the elves in this, dude. By the way, the elves in this were freaking insane. They had like the ISIS version of elves. There's a bunch of elf terrorists who are like ninjas running around murdering everybody. Oh.
Yeah, and apparently they're like very invulnerable. Like,
well, they're not invulnerable to get bombs doesn't really fucking
bother them. Yeah, they don't like bombs.
Yeah, but no, I mean, so think buddy cop movie, trying to learn to work together, and then all of a sudden they get dropped in this like John Wick and magic movie. They find a magic wand, which is like a nuclear weapon that grants wishes, and everybody wants it, and it turns into just a murder spree of everybody and their mama getting murdered by gangsters and elves.
But only certain people can touch it.
Yeah, so only Brights can touch it.
And only certain people can touch it.
Hence the name of the movie, Bright. So if you're a Bright, you can touch the wand and you can actually cast spells. Wands can still grant wishes, apparently, but you can't actually do real magic unless you're a Bright. If you grab it and you're not a Bright, you explode and kill everybody around you.
Yeah. Everyone around you turns into dust.
Yeah. But, Ryan, your connection has gotten really bad. So tell you what. What? All right, so tell you what. I'm going to talk a little bit and see if your connection gets better, all right? How's that? Good?
Yeah.
All right. So Bright, I mean...
Go.
There we go. Let's see. Hopefully your connection will get a little bit better and we can continue our conversation together. But yeah, so I mean, that's the basic premise of this. There's some really cool twists along the way and some great fight sequences and choreography and good drama in general. I mean, it turns into Will Smith and his orc buddy trying to protect this elf and this wand from being found by a crazy elf who that's her wand, a crazy murder elf. I don't know. She's like a ninja assassin.
They're all like ninja assassins.
You're back. There we go.
Am I okay now?
Yeah, you're good. Scoot over just a little bit so I can see your face. There we go. All right, you're good.
I don't know what happened. My connection just went like, boom.
Yeah, it's been that kind of night, that kind of episode. Who cares?
Yeah. So there's ninja elves, and they kick ass, and they can catch on fire, and it doesn't really matter. I didn't think they could still get shot. I did think it was funny that the elves were literally mowing down SWAT people like nobody's business. But then every time they fought Will Smith, he was holding his own every single time. Yeah, because he's a Bright.
Because he's fucking Mike Lowry. Spoiler alert.
Michael Lowry.
That does actually make sense, though. I'm really excited. So before this movie came out, Netflix announced that they were going to do a sequel to it. I'm actually really excited that I'm glad I knew that before I watched this movie, because it made a lot of the things I'm watching less frustrating. I didn't quite know what was going on, because I feel like this is something I want to see more of, right? I'm excited that they're going to flesh out more of this lore and story in a sequel.
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun watching it. It was nice to see something completely different.
Yeah. That's why I don't understand why people are criticizing it so much. Is it perfect? No. And I can understand how some people didn't like it. One of my biggest criticisms with this is that I thought they did a pretty good job of fleshing out this world, but they leave a lot unsaid in this movie, right? There's so much more that we wanted that we didn't get. Like, this movie just scratches the surface of this world.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they talk about the 9 races, and the only ones that we know about are orcs, elves, humans, and dwarves. Those are like the 4.
Well, it's fairies. And you see at one point you see a dragon flying over LA, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that counts as one of the races. But then even if that does count, there's still 3 that they didn't even show. Well,
exactly. There's so much more to this that we could get that we didn't get. So that was a little frustrating. And they threw a lot of stuff at us. And I mean, this movie could have even, honestly, because it wasn't a theatrical run, I would have almost liked to see it run an extra 10 or 15 minutes and give us more of those details, because they cram a lot of stuff into 2 hours, but I thought they did it pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of plots going on. Maybe people find this movie too cliched, because there's a lot of the old cop cliches, you know? And there's definitely a lot of racial undertones and things that are going on right now in America. in the world.
There's the orc cop that just wants to be, like, he's always wanted to be a cop, since he was a kid. And,
the orc who's going to get shot on sight because he's an orc, right?
Yeah, and, and he's a good person. He's just trying to do the right thing. Like, and, you feel sorry for him, a lot.
The asshole 1% elves are behind all the corruption in the world.
Yeah.
All these white cops who hate the orc and want him dead. They're all corrupt.
Yeah. They all want that wand magic, baby.
Yeah, so I mean, I can understand. There's a lot of stuff going on in this, and I can see how it didn't quite work for everybody. But yeah. I just, some of the reviews were saying that this is the worst movie they've seen in 2017. I'm calling bullshit. I've seen way worse movies in 2017.
Yeah. There's been some shitty fucking movies out in 2017.
I think people are still mad at David Ayer for Suicide Squad, which I don't really get. I mean, that was one of those movies that was like, meh, alright, whatever. It was fun when I watched it in the theater, and it was stupid when I watched it at home. And I moved on, right? It's like,
yeah. It's like everyone else should.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe people because they kept showing on the posters like Will Smith holding that sword.
Yeah.
But he only really does it for like 1 second.
I was talking to somebody about that today. That pissed me off because you made it seem like he was going to get a cool sword, and he held it for like a second. It had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, he got the sword. Maybe it's going to turn out to be Excalibur. And
and when he threw it in his car, I'm like, oh, that's going to come back into play later. Nope, never does.
Nope, never did.
Also, I heard a lot of things people are mad about it. So apparently this is written by Max Landis, who is the son of a famous director in Hollywood. Well, a lot of stuff's coming out. This guy's kind of a real D-bag. He's got a lot of, surprise, brace yourself, sexual allegations against him.
Oh, really?
And it seems like maybe people are kind of taking it out in this movie. You know what? If he's a terrible person, he's a terrible person. And, maybe he won't write again in Hollywood. But, this movie is the work of a lot of people, not just him, who aren't D-bags. And I think that you should judge this movie on its merits, not on the people behind it, right? So
yeah,
Max Landis is going to get his in the end.
Definitely doesn't reflect that. So
I don't like Tom Cruise as a person, but I think he makes great movies, and I'm going to watch them because I like his movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe that's some of the I know I've seen some of that flaring up about Bright. People are turning this more about other things than just the movie itself. But to your point, what's one of the things we always complain about? Everybody complains that nothing is original anymore in Hollywood. Everything's a remake. Everything is just a copy of something else. And now we get this is the most original, to your point. This is the most original movie I've seen in a long time. It's a cop movie set in a rated R fantasy world that is like a mashup of a lot of genres. And I thought it worked. It could have been an epic fail. Considering how much they put into this movie and we knew nothing about it, it could have been a complete disaster. And I thought it worked really well.
Yeah, I was invested in the main characters.
Yeah, I cared.
I liked the story. I liked how they kept going through all the different parts.
You felt like their friendship at the end was earned. You really felt like they didn't like each other, and their friendship didn't come easily. They had to earn it.
Well, and it's like not all orcs are complete. They go through a party, and then but the leader of the orcs kind of explains why he was having that party. And, that's something that didn't have to be like, I invite all the races, everybody can come. And, you guys fucked up.
There's one rule, no guns. And who brought guns? Motherfucking cops.
The fucking police.
So, and then the game showed up and shot
it. It was a good movie. Like you said, there is some racial undertones and stuff in it.
Yeah, and there's definitely some cliched characters and some cliched moments. You know what? I'm anxious. I've talked to a few people who didn't like it. Most of the reason they didn't like it because they didn't quite understand it and they felt like it was too much. I get that criticism. I've actually talked to a couple of people who said they hate it, and I haven't found out why they hated it yet, so I'm anxious to hear maybe some alternate opinions. But, like, me and my wife is, she's not a movie critic by any means, but she's a no bullshitter. And, like, if it sucks, she doesn't care. She'll be like, this movie was stupid, right? There's been plenty of movies that I thought was great. She's like, this is dumb. And you know what? She's usually right. And we watched Bright together last night, and she loved it. She's like, this is a really good movie. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's original. And it keeps you entertained the whole time.
Yeah, all 2 hours. I never found myself bored at all. I mean, right in the middle of when they're starting to do a lot of exposition. But honestly, I was from the beginning to end. I was really in this movie and I cared about it. So
and I want to see the second one to see how the prophecy plays out.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the second one. In fact, I might tweet Netflix later. I would love to see a 10 episode or 6 episode like miniseries to fill in some of the gaps before the next movie comes out. So, maybe give us a 10 episode season of what happened before this. You don't have to bring in Will Smith. Maybe
or just talk about all the races.
Yeah, just give us some more. I like this universe. I would love to see a TV show about this. I would like to see more movies. It sounds like Netflix wants to make this a franchise, and I would love to see more of this. 4 movies.
Yeah, they're gonna lose all the Daredevils and shit like that. I mean, why not just start your own franchise?
Keep churning out original content that is different, and I will continue to watch it. It may not always be the best, but you know what? I'm just trying to figure out what people expected from this. I mean, it's a free movie on Netflix that is pretty close to movie quality, like theater quality, that has Will Smith in it, and he's awesome.
Yeah, it could have been another Adam Sandler Ridiculous 6 movie, but it wasn't.
Oh, God, yeah, that was awful. And Will Smith, man, I love Will Smith in this. Imagine if Mike Lowry from Bad Boys, if his partner died, and he was just an old, rundown beat cop now who's trying to make it to retirement. That's his character in this movie. That was great. And
he's got a partner that he hates.
Yeah.
But he hates his partner, but he still gives him a chance.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Like I said, I bought their friendship. I enjoy this movie. So I'm going to say, I think me and Ryan, I think we're both in agreement. We definitely recommend Bright. We think it's a good, I'm not going to say it's a great movie, but it's a good original movie and that you should check it out.
Yeah. Is it worth buying a Netflix account just to watch it?
Well, no, but Punisher and Daredevil is, so get those and then watch this. And then watch Stranger Things, which is definitely worth subscribing to Netflix for.
It definitely adds to the package that is Netflix.
Yeah, I would definitely, if a person had for the very first time subscribed to Netflix, this would definitely be on the top 10 list of things I would say watch first.
Very true.
All right, there you go. All right, well, we went longer than we thought on some of this stuff, so we'll just spend a few minutes. Instead of our weekly recommendations this week, me and Ryan thought it'd be fun to talk about a few of the things we enjoyed from this year, and maybe a couple of things we're looking forward to next year. Now, since neither one of us prepared and we don't have any list, I don't know how the segment's going to go, so we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, so first up, Ryan, what is and if you got any questions you want to ask, you got anything you want to add, you just throw it in there too. What would you say was your favorite movie of 2017? Or a couple of your favorite movies from 2017?
My favorite movies from 2017. I'm about to say... Sorry. Last Jedi is number 1.
Yes. Great movie.
Haters
Go to Hell.
I'm going to say... Deadpool didn't come out in 2017, did it? No.
I know. I was actually trying to prepare myself for this segment. And I'm looking through things, and some things seem like it came out so long ago. Here's a few things that I really enjoyed. Wonder Woman came out early this year.
Yes.
Great
okay,
movie.
That's right.
Thor Ragnarok. Probably my favorite superhero movie of the year.
I'll have to say Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
See, I was disappointed with Guardians, but it was a good movie. It wasn't bad.
It was alright. I just haven't
seen though yet, have you?
I just haven't seen it yet. So
God, you're the worst.
I don't like going to movie theaters.
Where are you going? I can't see you. This keeps cutting your face off. All I'm seeing is your shoulder. There you go. Stay in the screen. The hell are you doing?
I'm directly in the middle of my screen. On my.
Well, now you are.
Edge.
Now I can see your ear. There you go. The worst. You know, whatever, everybody. When you're watching this video, you can't see Ryan's face. It's his fault. Let's see what other good movies I see this year. I watched. Told you it's gonna be a lot of.
I'm trying to remember. Why can't I not remember any of the fucking movies I've seen?
All right, what's a great show you watched this season? I'm gonna say Stranger Things season 2 was one of my favorite things.
Well, that's an easy one. I'm gonna say.
Well, fuck you then.
The Expanse season 2 is probably my favorite sci-fi in a very long time.
The Arrival, a very good sci-fi movie that I watched this year.
Yes. All you need to learn is how to fucking communicate, people.
Yep. It'll save mankind. I agree with that.
Yes.
I heard Blade Runner 2049 is good, but I haven't watched that yet.
I'm gonna say out of all
the iPhone 8, one of my favorite things from 2018. Good phone. Reaching now.
What is your favorite Marvel Netflix show that came? Well, let's see. We had Luke Cage.
Well, we had the Defenders, and we had the Luke Cage, the Defenders, and Punisher. The Punisher was by far the best of those three.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had their best season last year.
Last year, and they're starting off strong again this year. I like that. Video games, let's see. Destiny 2 was a big stinker, but I'm actually really enjoying Battlefront 2. The story, that was really good.
See, for video games, the only new video game I have is Madden 18, FIFA 18, NHL 18.
I love the special Senate race in Alabama. That was really good in 2017.
God, are we gonna? We can.
No, we're not gonna dive into politics, but
we don't want to do that. That makes angry Brian come out. And if people thought Brian was angry earlier, that was like Bruce Banner's mad. You haven't seen the Hulk.
I really like the one scene from Justice League where Superman beats the shit out of all the Justice League. That was pretty cool.
Spoiler, God.
Whatever. Like anybody cares.
Nah, it's fine.
Judging from the box office, nobody gave a shit. So
nobody cares.
What else happened in 2017 that was cool?
Social Justice Warriors.
Yeah, some of them are really good. Some of them are really bad.
Yes.
I'll tell you. What's some of the worst of 2007? There's a lot of bad. I think we should just skip that in general. What was the worst movie you saw this year?
The worst movie. God, was the Ridiculous 6 this year?
No, I think it was last year.
Was that 2016?
Yeah. The Mummy remake was real bad. Oh, The Inhumans. That's the worst thing I saw this year.
God. Yeah,
God. That was painful.
I had to force myself to finish that just so we could review it. That was the one thing where it's like that really pushed my limits on like finishing a show, because I'm the type of person that like my OCD is if I start something I have to finish it.
Yeah.
Like
was Legion the TV show earlier this year? I think Legion was earlier this year. Legion was great.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones was really good this season.
Stuff that was bad. Other than Humans, I mean...
What movies were real bad? The Mummy remake was real bad. Transformers was real bad.
Anything with Adam Sandler in it's probably bad.
That's true.
These days. I didn't really see... If it was a bad movie, I just didn't see it.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't watch as many movies anymore because I don't have time.
Yeah, it's like I only go see like the shit that I really want to see.
And right, well, you know what? Unless you got something else to add, I only read 3 books all year, and they were all mediocre. So
I read The Core was my favorite book. The last book in the Demon Cycle series by Peter V. Brett. I read all 3 of the Patrick Rothfuss Name of the Wind series. Those are all amazing fantasy books. I've started reading Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, which is kind of like 1970.
Yeah, I've read some of those. Those are good books.
I mean, that's from a long time. I found them all at a book fair. So
I read Michael Crichton's Prey. That was okay. I read Star Wars Bloodlines. That was okay. And I'm currently I'm further through the first Game of Thrones book. I'm now at page like 685.
Which are books that I loaned you.
Well, you live far away. You're never getting back. You should just write. I
loaned them to you 4 years ago, and you still haven't even finished one of them.
I will get through it. The first Game of Thrones book is terrible. I've already seen the TV show.
Basically, the season.
It's exactly, which is boring. And then I'm also halfway through the 11/23/63. I don't know, that Stephen King book about the JFK time travel assassination.
That's funny because Jenny and I started watching. There's that Hulu series of it.
Is it good?
And I don't know, but we got halfway through it and we stopped watching.
Dude, it's like 5 stories in one book. It's more like an anthology book in some way. Well, it's not really an anthology. It's about one character, but oh god, it's good. It's just long. I mean, it's so long. Fucking Stephen King, but I don't know. I didn't read any comics that made me go, these are amazing. They're all right. 2017's been a year. Bleh.
Yeah, 2017's been one of those years where it's like there was some stuff that was super fucking awesome, but it seems like a vast majority of stuff was just like poop. A lot of poops.
All right, so let's wrap this on a positive note. What are you, before we get out of here, what are a couple of things you're really looking forward to in 2018?
I'm looking forward to, in 2018...
non-politics.
Okay.
I am looking forward to Avengers.
I'm looking forward to the Pittsburgh Steelers winning the Super Bowl in early February. That's not going to happen.
I am looking forward to Avengers Infinity War. I am looking forward to Black Panther.
I'm looking forward to not seeing those in the theater and waiting patiently for them to come out.
I am looking forward to Westworld Season 2.
Yes. Oh, God, I forgot about that. I'm looking forward to Expanse
Season 3.
I want to watch
Season 3.
And that new Happy show is supposed to be coming out soon.
Yes, I've got it set to record. I've heard it's awesome. I'm also... The X-Files returns January 3rd. Looking forward to that. Movies-wise, what else? I don't know. I think that's about it. I'm not looking forward to Han Solo movie, but I'll see it. I'm kind of looking forward to the Jurassic World sequel. Kind of.
What is like the big movies coming out next year?
I'm looking forward to going on a cruise in April to the Caribbean.
For the final years of the final days of being 30s?
Death spiral of my 30s, yes. Ryan, you jerk. You have to bring that up. I wasn't going to talk about it, you asshole. I'm looking forward to the Geek Dad Report getting official sponsorship and becoming a massive hit across America in 2018.
I'm looking forward to going from being the faithful 50 to the faithful 50 million.
That would be amazing. I'm looking forward to winning the lottery. I'm going to do that.
Yeah. I'm just going to, win the lottery and just say, fuck it.
All right. I don't know. Is there anything else you're excited about in 2018, like legit excited about?
Non-politically.
The Winds of Winter might come out in 2018.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we might get that book.
We got no new Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's gonna suck. Having gone.
We're gonna go 2019 to finish Game of Thrones. Bullshit.
The world just cannot end.
Yeah,
that's all that's gotta happen.
Yeah, Donald, you hear that, Trump? You and Kim Jong.
Don't end the world. We want to see how Game of Thrones ends.
Yeah, fucking Putin. You better leave us alone, Putin. In 2019. All right, whatever. Anything else?
No. This train wreck.
Let's get the hell out of here. I got to start my New Year's celebration early.
I got to go to bed.
All right, man. All right, everybody. Well, before we get out of here for the final episode of 2017, Ryan, would you like to tell everybody one more time where they can find us?
You can find us on Twitter at the Geek Dad Report. Brian is BrianWest53, and I am Big Bruiser. We are on Facebook at the Geek Dad Report, YouTube at the Geek Dad Report, and you can also find us on iTunes, usually 1 or 2 weeks late, because of my fault. And we are also on podhound.com, so please like, subscribe, leave a comment, and just send us an email and tell us if we're doing shitty or if we're doing good. Either way, we want to talk to you. We like you. Just don't be a dick.
My backstory doesn't matter.
Yeah, and just don't be a dick.
All right, guys. Well, on behalf of me and Ryan, we'd like to thank you guys for sticking with us for another year, and we'll see you next year, everybody.
Stay nerdy, everyone.
Stay awesome. Later.